This is Jake Pittman with Team Nutmeg. I'll be the start for our level. At the beginning, the player will have to cross the acidic lake by building a bridge with the pieces of wood that they will find at the start. Once they cross the bridge, they will then be notified that they need to jump in through the window because the door is locked. Once inside, they will find a pressure plate that they need to activate by moving a block on top. Once inside of this room, the player will encounter turrets, and they will need to avoid the turrets by using different barriers and obstacles and make it towards the other side of the room. In this room, they will be notified that they will need to search all these shelves and crates to find a hidden latch that will eventually open the door. Once they're in this room, the player will then have to search all the crates and boxes and barrels to find a key card to move on to the next room. There will be collectible to pick up under the first box for the player to know that they're on the right track. Once they find the key card, they will then be able to interact with this touchpad and move on to the next room. In this room, the player will find another pressure plate and be told that they need to jam a piece of wood to stop the door from closing all the way to be able to move towards this next room, which only has minor obstacles in the way. The player will need to crawl and climb over to move towards the elevator room. In the elevator room, the player will see that the battery is disconnected, and to use the elevator and to move on, they will need to reconnect the battery, and they will then be able to activate the elevator and move on to the next floor. Once in this floor, the player will encounter some fire, and they will have to use these buckets of water next to them to put out the fire and to be able to move towards the next room. In this room, the player will have to use the grapnel to move the storage containers out of the way to move towards the next area. They'll come across a locked metal gate, and they'll be told to use the grapnel to grab a piece of the debris and pull the gate down. In here, they will find a collectible and a piece of dynamite and move towards the last room. And in the last room, the player will be notified to put the dynamite on the wall, and then after they've placed the dynamite, to move towards the back of the room into this bunker. And once they've entered here, the wall will blow up, allowing the player to leave and move towards the next level.
Hello, my name is Brian Fitzgerald, and I'm doing a playthrough of my map, Captain Scurvy's Mutant Park, for the level Scraps. The player starts off, he'll be starting off in a lobby, and will be greeted with the Captain Scurvy animatronic. These Captain Scurvy animatronics will give you helpful hints and tell you where you need to go. Captain Scurvy has told us that we can gain access to the park by taking the elevator, but the elevator seems to be out of power. Therefore, we need to find some sort of emergency switch. Here it is. Once we reach the second floor, we'll be greeted with another Captain Scurvy. This Captain Scurvy has told us that we need to get access to the park by finding the kitchen key. Now, there's a lot of collectibles in this room, such as fake treasure, the kitchen key, and a thing called the CSAM card, which can be used for future Captain Scurvy animatronics to give you further hints to be more helpful. For instance, this Captain Scurvy has told us that we can find the nearest kitchen worker key 13 steps east. kitchen key, you can open the door and get to the park. Now that we made it to the park, we need to make our way towards the ship. Pick up parts of these tables and throw them off to the side to clear a path and to avoid the water. The water is being currently electrified by cables running from the ceiling. Once you reach to the end of this, you'll be greeted with another Captain Scurvy that will tell you that you need to find the ship's wheel. You have to be careful while you're boarding the ship, because there are pirates, or should I say turrets, that will shoot you if you step near them. So you need to find a way to clear them. When you use the ship's wheel, you can press Q to tilt left, or E to tilt right, sliding boxes on the dock that can destroy the turrets. Once we reach the front of the ship, you'll be able to turn off the water valve and lower the water level to gain access to below decks. Once we go down these stairs, we'll be greeted with another Captain Scurvy that will tell us there are pirates still below decks that will still shoot you. There are two ways you can go about this. You can use the boxes that are down here to create a safe passage. Or, if you wanted to be really daring, you can just run through and hope for the best. Once you're out of the ship and make it down this slide, you'll be greeted with another Captain Scurvy that will tell you that some parts from the ship are flown about. For this, you need to use these platforms and place them on the water, making a path to the other side. But you have to be careful. You only get a limited number of these, and these platforms will sink if you stand on them for too long. You might have to be careful with this. Once you make it to the end of this side, you'll be greeted with yet another Captain Scurvy, but he doesn't really have that much useful hints this time. If you have the CSAM card, he'll tell you that you just need to stay clear of the water and stay away from the octopus. The octopus arms has 3 arms that will require the player to crouch, jump, or run away from. This part requires timing, and you need to be really quick with this. Once you made it past the octopus, you reach the end here, where you have to crouch under a piece of giant roof debris. You'll see that a piece of the wall has been shattering. You just got to remove the pieces of the wall, and you'll get access to the back parking lot. Or then you can move to the next part of the level.
this part of the level, you'll be greeted with a cabin. You need to go up the stairs and find a scroll. That is the main objective. You jump over debris and under some pillars. In order to reach some areas, you will use some boxes. And you'll have to crouch to reach the other area. Jump over pillars and go under until you reach the stairs. You use this plank to get to the platforms. In this room, you must collect a key card. And there will be hidden rooms where you can collect items. And more hidden rooms. Where you can collect other items. You jump over pillars and under, and you collect the scroll that is on the table. Avoid the turret and escape the building.
Here in the final area of the level, you will approach a warehouse that has a radio tower on top of it. First thing you're told, as soon as you get here, is that there is a radio tower up there. And you can see it from where you're told. In this room, you can run through these boxes, jump over them, through the hallway. Here, you can move some of these boxes out of the way, crouch to get into the corner where there's a hidden item. Here, you can push a button, it'll open the door. In this room, this is the main room, if these turrets see you, they'll shoot at you. You can hide behind the boxes. If they hit you, they'll do 15 damage. In this part of the room, you'll see 3 different buttons. This button turns on the elevator. This button turns on the lights. And this button destroys all the turrets in a big loud explosion. See, they're all gone now, making it much safer to pass through this area. Here on the elevator, that's it, send you up. Here there are lots of boards, and you actually have all these holes in the floor that if you fall through, you'll respawn at the most recent checkpoint. You can use these boards to cover up the holes so that you can get all these items that are floating over the edges. Here, there's an opening. If you want, you can use a board, but it is just far enough that you can cross. This button will turn on the elevator over there. This button has a wire attached to it showing that it will turn on the radio tower on the roof so that you can actually use it when you get up there. Press E to go up on the elevator. And you press the button, they'll start pinging out a signal, searching for something, someone to come get you. Then you just come over here where the helipad is, and you wait while you get a congratulations, you have completed this level.